Good afternoon. Welcome to Audiotree Live. Today is Friday, November 11th, 2016, and we're very excited to have in the studio with us Suburban Living. Take it away, guys. You're watching Audiotree Live with Suburban Living. Sounding real smooth in here, guys. I like it.
Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
Yes, thank you for coming. Thank you. I had a bunch of questions lined up, but I think I'm going to throw them all away because I saw that Slipknot shirt. Where did you get that?
I paid way too much money for it online.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where I was like, man, I would love to get like an OG Slipknot shirt because I realized I was just like, my background is just I was another white boy living in the suburbs who loved Slipknot, when I was growing up.
For sure.
So
I feel that.
Yeah, and I never got to see them, which kind of sucked. And they just did this like tour with Marilyn Manson that I really wanted to go to.
Oh, that would have been really cool.
I caught them with Mudvayne once.
Yeah, was it
Yeah.
pretty wild or what? As wild as people say?
Yeah, it was insane.
That's awesome.
My mom took me to my first concert, which is like this like FM 99 like Virginia Beach like radio rock thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we stayed for the whole day, and Slipknot was headlining. She was like, "We are not staying for Slipknot. They scared me." And I was like being walked out of this arena like, fuck.
Yeah, the classic mom move right there. Yeah, for sure.
It was cool though.
Yeah, and another reason why I wanted to ask about it, because obviously the music you guys play is very far from Slipknot, which is, it's still awesome. I'm just saying that, like, the distance there. And I noticed nowadays with, like, social media, the internet, all this stuff, it's very easy to almost, like, kind of, like, segregate yourself and put yourself in kind of a corner. Like, I find sometimes I'm just listening to the same type of stuff over and over, or seeing the same bands, posting the same stuff, because I follow who I want to follow.
Yeah.
I'm friends with who I'm friends with. And do you guys ever find yourself trapped in that, or do you try to, like, stray away from that, or do you think about that at all?
I stray away from it.
Yeah?
I love Sheryl Crow.
Yeah,
Like,
that's awesome.
I'm a
You're
huge
very
Cheryl
open.
fan. I think she's the one of the best songwriters of all time.
That's
like her
really
self-titled record.
That's
Like, it's
awesome.
hard. I mean, it's kind of funny if you slow those songs down, add like some fuzz and some reverb, they could easily be shoegaze songs.
Yeah, that
You
is
know,
actually
every day
very
is a
true.
winding
Yeah.
road, like every day is a winding road. Very dissonant kind of chords.
Yeah, it is.
Like kind
It's
of.
kind of dreamy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Give it a chance.
Yeah. Are you guys the same way? Are you very open, or you guys kind of stick to?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You all have that collectiveness too.
I don't really like Sheryl Crow that much.
I don't know if he was telling the truth or not.
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's you can ask my friends.
He really is.
Yeah.
Your friends, not anyone here though, right? Just
Yeah,
your
yeah.
other
These guys are my friends. They don't
It's
really
your
know. They don't
bandmates.
know the real me.
That's awesome. Well, speaking of that, the real you can roll on that next one whenever you're ready.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Audiotree Live with Suburban Living. So I was gonna talk to you guys for a minute about Wesley. You used to live in Philly, right?
I currently live in Philadelphia. I used to
You
live
did
in
Virginia, then moved to Philly, correct?
Yeah.
What was the difference like when you like, as far as music scene and like almost just living in general? What was it like, the change?
It was wild. I mean, I moved there 2 years ago, and I say this all the time. It becomes really redundant, but I literally knew like 5 people
Yeah.
when I moved to Philly.
Mhm.
And so it was like really displaced, and like I was like, oh shit, like this is a big city. And
Yeah.
you know, luckily like through friends, I met these guys.
Yeah.
And we were able to like, you know, at first it was just like you're my live band. You know, I taught them, you know, the old discography, and then we kind of realized that we could write music together and really well, and we got along, and you know, we vibed. So the newest record, Almost Paradise, is actually a collaboration between all of us.
That's awesome.
I kind of like did the structure of the songs, and then you know, demos, and then we would kind of flesh it out together. So
That's really cool. Do you think like the music scene difference, do you think that had an influence on the writing? Or obviously having these guys in would have an influence, but do you think like the placement of the city also had an influence?
totally. I mean,
Yeah.
less the scene, more the city, just in a sense of like, you know, Virginia Beach it's like a southern Virginia town. It's like not a big city.
Yeah.
It's more of like a resort town. So
Yeah.
It kind of went from being this kind of beachy pop, like I guess, you know, crystal clean production to, you know, the new record is a lot grittier and a lot, you know, louder and, you know, distorted, and it kind of has that like city grit, I guess.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you work with Jeff on that record, right? From
Yeah,
Philly?
Jeff Ziegler.
Yeah, and he did a few awesome Philly bands. What was that experience like?
Yeah, it was wild. I mean, I met Jeff actually at a show. He played with us. He does like this solo stuff.
Okay, cool.
He was like, man, and like I feel like we really gel. And it's kind of funny. I knew who he was, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know, trying to play it cool, and you know, and
Yeah, I've
then
been
it was
there
like,
before.
and then yeah, we started working with him, and it's, you know, he's done awesome records. You know,
Yeah.
Kurt Vile, Nothing, War on Drugs.
Yeah.
And you know, working with him was such an awesome experience.
Yeah, and I saw an article you're talking about how he kind of got what you guys were trying to do before you even started. And do you think that was because he saw you live first, or do you think just because he is that way in general?
I think he's just that way in general. I mean, because he's also done bands like that are kind of out of that realm, and he can really know what to do. He's just so experienced. I mean, but he primarily, I guess, kind of works with, you know, indie rock bands in our veins. So
That's really cool.
but we rapped about just like awesome bands that influenced us and like cool stuff from like the 80s and 90s, and it was just like, yeah, I don't want to work with anybody else. Like, you get it, you know?
Yeah,
And
that's the way to go.
The entire time, like in the studio, like kind of the vibe was just always to be like, let's make this sound fucked up. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
let's, you know, let's mic it this way and like plug it in and go direct, and yeah, it was so much fun.
That's so cool. And
Yeah.
you think even like production wise, did he help at all with like, I don't know, maybe structuring or helping you
Yeah,
twist it? Yeah,
yeah, a
was
little
that
bit
huge
here
help?
and there. And
Yeah.
you know, there would be points where, you know, on songs I'd say, you know, well, what do you think we should do, like, you know, in this, you know, and he would help, and he would, you know, try to guide and the song in a certain way, which is cool. But it was
It's cool.
You know, majority of the songwriting was us. But
Yeah, but that's cool to have like, you know, almost like you completely solo in a way, then going from adding members and then adding almost
Adding
like
Jeff.
yeah,
Yeah,
Jeff, and then it's
yeah.
just this whole new thing that is created and
it was wild, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it took a year, you know, to make that record, and we put everything that we had into it, and it was,
That's awesome.
You know, we wanted to make it perfect.
well, I think it sounds great. And
Thank
you
you.
guys can roll into that
Thank you.
next one
Yeah,
whenever you're
thank you.
ready. Yeah, no problem. Audiotree Live with Suburban Living. Thank you guys so much for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Dude, anytime. Welcome back anytime.
Hi, Mom. Hi, Morgan.
That was great. Well, if you want to check them out, they're on tour right now. Also, they just dropped the album Almost Paradise, so please make sure you go and pick that up. It's on 6131. I also want to thank the lighting and camera crew, audio engineers, everyone at Audiotree that kind of helps make this happen. We really appreciate it. And if you want to help support us or support the band, you can download the session when it comes out in a few weeks. Until then, we'll see you all next time.